Dr. Olivia Joseph here. I just got an article in my inbox sent to me by another physician, and it said, "What's the deal with magnesium?" And I was cracking up because that is probably one of the biggest deficiencies I see in patients and in practice. So I want to talk to you about magnesium because that is probably not only the number one deficiency that I see, but the number one supplement where I see people taking the totally wrong form of magnesium. So we're going to talk about why. First, let's talk about why magnesium deficiency is so prevalent. So a long time ago, 13 years ago, when I started practicing, essential fatty acid deficiency was the biggest deficiency I saw in my patients. Why is that? Because people were not eating raw almonds, salmon, avocado. Those foods have only become prevalent in the American diet over the last 5 to 8 years. Now people are using chia seeds and flax seeds and hemp seeds and flax oil and all these great essential fatty acids. We're eating them and we're taking them in the supplement form. We're using coconut oil. These foods were totally non-existent in people's diet 10, 12, 13 years ago, unless you were really health conscious at the time. So we had these huge omega-3 fatty acid deficiencies. The other problem was we were using a lot of unhealthy fats in food 10, 13 years ago. We were using a lot of hydrogenated oils. Now, hydrogenated oils and unhealthy fats, high levels of omega-6 fats or deep fried foods, they're less popular, they're less trendy, they're less hip today than they were 13 years ago. 13 years ago, people just really didn't know how bad these foods were. They were still using margarine and on low-fat diets 13 years ago. So omega-3 deficiency was the biggest deficiency I saw 13 years ago. Believe it or not, and I test my patients for deficiencies in omega-3 fatty acids, I still see deficiencies because if you're not supplementing with omega-3 fatty acids in the purest form, and if you're not eating healthy fat in your diet on a daily basis, at least 2 servings a day, you can still have an omega-3 deficiency. But not the number one deficiency I see. The number one deficiency I see is in magnesium. Why? Stress. Who doesn't have stress? So let me talk to you about what magnesium does to your nervous system. Now, your nervous system, your brain and your spinal cord, are the master controller of everything. They control your heart, they control your lungs, they control every organ system in your body. So I want to talk to you about how magnesium affects your nervous system. So during the day, your sympathetic nervous system is active or dominant, and it's supposed to be. You're supposed to be sympathetic dominant during the day. Your cortisol levels should be highest when you wake up, lowest when you go to bed, because cortisol gives you energy, helps you deal with stress, keeps blood pressure and blood sugar stable, and helps you focus. So as the day goes on, that cortisol level should be coming down. But what happens with a lot of people due to stress, chemical stress, soda, caffeine, sugar, inflammatory foods, and skipping meals, emotional stress, and physical stressors such as sitting all day, those affect your cortisol levels, and it turns that cortisol or sympathetic system into overdrive, and it doesn't shut down properly at night. And if it doesn't shut down properly at night, you're going to have a hard time falling asleep, staying asleep, and getting restful sleep. You are going to crave chocolate because chocolate is really rich in magnesium. This especially happens in women around their period because your muscles need magnesium and your uterus is a muscle. So when that uterus starts cramping and contracting, it needs more magnesium. And if you don't get it magnesium, you're going to crave chocolate. But you're creating a lot of these magnesium deficiencies if you're a soda drinker. Soda makes your body so acid, so your body has to neutralize that acidity. It will not keep you in an acid state. So what happens is your body has to get that magnesium somewhere. So it's going to start pulling minerals like magnesium and calcium out of bone, muscle and nerve tissue to neutralize that acidity. So you're creating a magnesium deficiency in your body by drinking soda. It does not matter quantity. One sip of soda makes your body acid. We also eat foods that are highly acid, deep fried foods, wheat products, dairy products. These are highly acid foods. The most alkaline foods are vegetables, water with lemon. So people think lemon's acid. It's not. It actually helps to alkalize your system and detox your system. But veggies are alkaline. Foods that are rich in magnesium are cocoa powder, pumpkin seeds. Those are probably the top two most magnesium rich foods, but you need to eat a lot of them in order to get a full serving of magnesium. So stop creating the deficiency, get rid of soda, try to limit your acid foods, try to add lemon to your water, try to eat as many vegetables as you can to help alkalize your system. But it's also important to supplement with magnesium. I'm going to talk to you about how much, what type of magnesium, and what time of day. You want to take magnesium at night. Taking magnesium during the day is not going to have the same effect on your nervous system, because at night we want to use that magnesium to activate your parasympathetic nervous system, which shuts down your sympathetic nervous system, which tells you it's time to relax, it's time to fall asleep, stay asleep, and get restful sleep. Taking magnesium at night helps you absorb the water that has leaked out of your cells throughout the day. That's why you weigh less when you wake up. It's not because you're not eating, it's because the water is absorbing back into your cells. So if you have issues with water retention, bloating, and weight fluctuation, taking that magnesium at night is going to be particularly beneficial to you. So what type of magnesium? Because not all magnesiums are created equally. Magnesium glycinate, magnesium glycinate, magnesium glycinate, okay? So don't take calcium without magnesium ever. You need magnesium to absorb calcium, but it's okay to take magnesium without calcium. In fact, I recommend magnesium without calcium, because when you take them together, that magnesium is going to get used to absorb the calcium. And I want that magnesium to get used by your muscles, your bones, and your nerves, particularly activate your parasympathetic nervous system, which shuts down that stress system that has you anxious in fight or flight mode, and also affects your sleep as well as belly fat. So if you want to lose belly fat, listen. So taking magnesium glycinate anywhere between 200 and 400 milligrams, either with dinner or before bed, is essential. There are a lot of magnesiums out there, and 90% of them are laxatives. Let me give you a little clue here. If it's going through you, it is not getting absorbed in your muscles, your bones, and your nerves. If it's being used as a laxative, it is not bioavailable. So I have a little cheat sheet here. There's magnesium oxide, which is dirt cheap. That's why you'll see it in supplements. It's found a lot in milk of magnesia, which is what? A laxative. There's magnesium citrate, which is also highly laxative. This is what they give you to drink before a colonoscopy. And if you're constipated and you go to Walgreens or any drugstore, you'll see magnesium citrate in a little bottle, and you drink that and you do not leave your house because you are going to be going to the bathroom quite a bit. There's magnesium sulfate, which is Epsom salt. It's highly laxative, but it's really meant for soaking. And I recommend Epsom salt baths. I think it's very healthy. You just don't want to ingest it or supplements made from these cheap ingredients because they have a laxative effect. And there's better laxatives than magnesium. There's using chia seeds, drinking water, eating enough vegetables, taking probiotics, or even using aloe as a laxative. You don't want to use magnesium as a laxative. You want magnesium's power in your muscles, bones, and nerves. There's magnesium glycinate, which is bound magnesium. It is one of the only forms of magnesium that's actually bound, making it bioavailable or highly absorbable. Now, magnesium glycinate is going to calm your nervous system. If you're one of a very, very, very small percentage of people who takes magnesium glycinate and finds that they're energized and it keeps them from sleeping, it's okay. You can still take magnesium glycinate at night as long as it's combined with theanine, passion flower, and valerian root. These are some natural, safe herbs that are going to calm your muscles and calm your nervous system so magnesium doesn't have that stimulatory effect. There's magnesium chelate, which is, again, super cheap, unbound, and will cause a laxative effect.